he will not forget your work and the love you have shown him as you help his people. God bless you guys. We love you. Thank you for your work, your sacrifice, your commitment. We're proud of you. Mark's going to share a few words to encourage us, so we're glad you're here.
Maybe it's a lawyer in me, but I wanted rebuttal time. It's a little hard to handle this. Chuck Swindoll used to talk about the idea of when they honored the pastor when he's, got through preaching or something. He called it the glorification of the worm. So I feel a little bit like that. But you got to understand, this isn't false humility. We love this ministry. We're a little more than token volunteers. But these guys are the incredible heroes. You're going to see them tonight and what they do. Kim, Martin, Dale, Preacher Joe, and this cast of unbelievable people. So when they called us up and said, hey, we want to honor you, I'm just blown away because of the fact that they should be the honorees. I'm getting back at them right now for doing this. I swore I'd do this. But I want to tell you something. I didn't want this to happen, but one of the things that I was teaching, I have a little house church, and I was teaching about humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and he will exalt you. And that we were going through a tough time in our life, and they called me right at this opportune time. It was amazing love of God kind of thing. And then he brought to my mind also the kind of the theme of this whole ministry, and the theme, for that matter, of the gospel, and the story of the prodigal son, and how much you know the story. It's one of the most famous short stories in history. The old man, I'll tell it briefly. The father had two sons. And his two sons, they had their little fortune, and the younger son wanted out of there, and he wanted his dad to die, but he didn't wait any longer, so he took his fortune and went off and squandered it on sex, drugs, and alcohol, and rock and roll. And so he ends up slopping pigs. Now, I'm going to get to my point in a minute, but he completely wastes all of his dad's assets. But Jesus said he came to his senses at that point in time and realized, the servants in my daddy's house have it better than this. So he runs back to his father, and his father sees him coming. He's ready to say, I've sinned. I'm not worthy to be your son. And so here the father comes, and you know the story. He just fell on his son, loved him, put a robe on him, put a ring on his finger, and reinstated him as sons. Did more than forgive him. And so then he calls for the celebration, going to kill the fatted calf. And so he, the poster child of worthless boy, became the honoree of his banquet that night. Okay? So God was kind of saying to me, okay, this is what you do. This is God, this is what you do. And I can do this. I can be an honoree. I can be in the same company as the prodigal. And so this is what the whole ministry stands for. You guys are the real champions. You guys have given yourself 24/7 to this ministry. You've done so much good. I wish I could tell everything that you've done, but it would take way too long. But because of that, we are honored. It's because of the grace of God. It's not a question of worthiness. Jesus took care of worthiness on the cross. And so my wife gets to just accept this. So shamelessly, I receive it in Jesus' name. If I had a glass to toast, I'd lift it up and I'd say, to the Collinses. I'd also say to Street Reach and the Dales, to Preacher Joe, and to my unbelievable God who pours out his love in this kind of way. God bless you all. Thank you.
Hey. All right.
If we can just get Mark Collins to get excited about something, he's going to make a difference in his life, I'm sure. One other recognition tonight, Dr. Doug Stringer is here, and his wife, Lisa.
Good job.
Doug's been all over the city today.